It's the Creative Element Podcast with Peter the Barber and Sean the Tattooer.
How's it going?
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me here, by the way. And it's a lovely podcast studio.
It's been great, isn't it?
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely.
So we'll start with where we were before we started recording, eh?
Well, we were just...
What story are we going to open up on?
Well, we were just talking about me being invited to Peter's wedding. And I didn't think, because obviously I've known you since you before you with your girl. And
say we're not off limits, lads. You can say
okay, all right. You must be you must be absolutely in love because you got married straight away. You've only known her what, 6 weeks?
That's what you know how long I've been my bed for, you know.
But I was going to mention something then, but I won't, about someone else you were with before there, but I won't do that.
Oh, come on.
Your stalker?
Have you had the same stalker?
No, I haven't had a
No,
stalker.
it's a different stalker, to be fair. No, one of my exes became, like, mates with Jack and Jack's bird. And
So you've shagged
she
his
kept asking them to go out on night out even after we split up. I invited them to the 30th and then even asked, can you come to the 30th and perform?
I don't even know what you're on about.
don't you remember that?
No?
Alright, we won't talk about that.
Oh, I know what you're on about. Yeah.
Go on, fill me in. So,
No, that's it,
That's it. Yeah.
She just wants to be best mates with Jack. And
Did she?
she wants to be best mates with the Perriers, yeah, but she just kept saying, like, oh, do you want to come out on a night out? Like, we weren't together. Like, and then, like, I think it was the 30th, she said, well, can you come and perform on it then? He's free to perform. Just to say he came to the birthday party.
so tell me how you two met. Where's it start?
I'll tell you. During lockdown, I was desperate to get my hair cut.
I never cut his hair, by the way.
Not recently, no.
So you just thought, like,
yeah.
I don't even care if he's the shittest barber ever. I'm desperate now.
Well, I actually got a skinhead during lockdown. Did you? Or did you just keep...
No, I've done it myself.
Okay.
For legal reasons.
Did you shave it all off?
No.
I shaved it all off just because I was bored. It looked fucking horrendous. You're allowed to swear, by the way?
Yeah.
And then someone gave me Peter's number and he come round, and I remember when you come.
Allegedly, by the way. I allegedly came round.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You allegedly came round, and you were allegedly very, very funny when you were there. And we were all laughing our heads off. And we didn't want him to leave when he come round because we hadn't seen any other humans.
Yeah, this is it, yeah.
But when he come round, we were laughing our heads off. And you know what he's like with his, what's the word? He's not one of these barbers that just cut your hair and stand still and ask you, any plans for the weekend? How you doing? You all right? How's it going? Just going out with your beard, yeah?
There's nothing worse than going to the barbers and the barbers just being boring like that.
Yeah. And obviously we become mates. You used to come round, cut my hair at my house. Because I didn't meet you in my house. Obviously, you didn't just turn up. This is so confusing. I don't know how I'm explaining this. But anyway, he come round to my house, and it was like an apartment where I was living, where I am still now. And you were like, yeah, this is a nice building, this. 2 weeks later, he'd fucking put an offer in on the house above.
Bought the flat above.
Oh,
he
you
moved
creepy bastard.
You're like my mate. You're my
hello, mate.
Who's the stalker now, eh?
What do you think I was thinking then? I was thinking, lovely, sound lad, Peter. I made up he's living, and I'll probably jump to the front of the queue for haircuts.
For haircuts, yeah.
Did I fuck? I didn't get my haircut for fucking months. I've seen him every day. Anyway, he's not there anymore, ladies and gents. He's moved out.
I have actually, yeah.
And he's moved other people in who make loads of noise.
And you still live there?
Yeah, for now. Yeah, it's okay, but someone was drilling last night, by the way.
What, like shagging?
No, drilling. Someone was drilling.
Do you know what? Me and Jack, can you talk about this actually? I had a bed background, right? Bear in mind, right, I'm the floor above him.
So this is when you lived above?
Yeah. I had a bed background, and Jack, obviously, he was fully with us. And he was like, next time you're nailing it, just give a big scream. So I was doing the hokey, and
What was you?
hiya!
Cokie.
But like, obviously our bedrooms are like on top of each other. You could hear me going, oh yeah, and then he's going, oh yeah.
He's the floor below going, come on, lad.
Yeah, I know there is a flat in between
Couple more
us. There was an apartment in between us.
Really, yeah.
But like I say, it was funny because we used to put the phone down and say, "Can you hear this?" And I put the phone on mute and scream me fucking head off.
Everyone else in the building fucking hated us.
Yeah.
Sounds like he's had a good laugh though during that time.
Well, I seen you now and again, didn't I? When you lived there, but you're not there anymore. I miss you, to be honest.
I miss you too, lad. Don't worry.
But thanks for having me here because it's good. Maybe I'll do this every Friday so I can see you more often. So I just have to think of different things to talk about.
How's your weekend?
Yeah,
You going out with your bird and stuff?
yeah. How's your weekend? What are you up to? You going out with your bed? So yeah, I don't. By the way, obviously, I'm not that interested when I'm like off stage because I'm busy with what I do every day.
You're not that interested on stage either. By the way.
Thanks, darling. But like, I don't think you ever see me on stage.
Once
Did you?
in a Old Swan.
Oh yeah, fucking hell. Anyway,
Remember the woman was trying to give you abuse after it?
yeah, fucking hell. Plenty of them gigs.
Have you ever had abuse on stage, Jack?
Oh yeah, as you know.
Go on, tell us.
That was
Tell
so-
us.
How many years ago, Jack? 5 years ago or something like that?
Is
Jack-
this an Old Swan?
No, so Jack done a gig. Do you want me to tell it, or do you want to tell it?
It's up to you.
So Jack went viral on TikTok.
Okay.
For being heckled.
For all the wrong reasons.
But I'll let you tell the story from start to finish, what happened.
Yeah, well, I'm really good mates with Frankie Allen, the comedian. He sort of helped me get started out years ago. Now, his son manages him, Will. He's my best mate. Will rang me and said, "Can you do this show?" And it's in West Derby Golf Club. And I was like, "Yeah, fucking hell, it's only around the corner from my house." So he said, "My dad can't do it, and you can do it." So he told me that it was in West Derby Golf Club, and he told me the amount of money it was, and I was made up. I was like, "Yeah, that's sweet. It's right round the corner from my house." Anyway, I got a phone call like a few hours before saying, "It's not happening in West Derby Golf Club now, we're all going to Daisy." And I went, "You what?" And he went, "They won't let us drink in the golf club."
Have you ever heard of the Daisy, by the way?
The Daisy
No, what's
Why,
the
where's he
Daisy?
from?
Well, I live in Mughal.
Oh yeah.
I'm posh as fuck.
I lived
really.
in Mughal for 15 years, you are posh. The Daisy's like rough as fuck pub. No,
Is this in West Derby?
Yeah, the Daisy is a pub where if I walked in, I've never been in there, everyone puts the drink down, the music turns off and turns around.
Now, listen, I've got to say this because I've said this on another podcast, on Frankie's podcast, that when I mention the pub, I can't slag it because the guy who runs it sound. I've known him for a while, and it is actually doing really well considering what it was. It's got a bad rep from years ago. Anyway, I've went in there. I'm trying to tell you the story quick because it's too long, really. But I've went in there and it's just full of fucking skulls, like, and they're all there. They've played golf, and now we get booked for 45 minutes, and they're giving you good money to do it. Anyway, this lad went, "Listen, lad, this isn't going to work out for you. They're not interested. They've been on the ale all day," and they were all beaked up as well. And I went, "Well, you're still going to have to pay me." I was like, "Nah, I'll give you half the money." Now, me being me, I went, "You're not giving me half the money, mate. I'll have all the money." I said, "If you don't want me to go on," I said, "but I'll go on." And he went, "Go ahead then, go on." So I know I've got to do 45 minutes. I'm on stage. I've done 15 minutes and I've done well. Like I've done as good as I could. You know what I mean? Took the piss out of him. And then this next minute, this fella who was picking on, saying like, "Oh, you scruffy bastard," or whatever, he stood up and basically gave me it. Started saying all stuff like, "Where'd you get this comedian from? Fucking hell. Fucking hell, mate. Who the fuck's booked you? Who's paying you?" And all this. But all the lads in there, like 45 lads, 50 lads, were all his mates. So he's going to be on, they're all on his side.
Yeah.
So I just put the mic down and fucked off. I was nervous, like when he was heckling me, because I just thought, these are all scals. Imagine if it went off in here, I'd just get battered. They don't know that I've been working for years as a comedian. They don't know what I do. They don't know that I'm actually decent. When you're dying on your arse and know, like, you look like you don't know what you're doing. You literally look like you've been doing it for 5 minutes. And even though I've done fucking 1,000-seater theatre on a ship last week in the Caribbean, let's say, and made them all laugh the bollocks off, got paid, come home, it's been a great week. and then I'm stood on a fucking chair in the middle of a rough pub fighting for my life just to earn a wage. So anyway, I got off. After 19 minutes, the fella didn't want to pay all the money. He just went to me, which I'm not embarrassed about. You know, I didn't do me time, so you don't get paid. So he just went to, I'll give you half your dough. I went, all right. Went home, got absolutely smashed.
I remember phoning you.
And I woke up the next day and the phone was... I don't put clips up online and stuff, but like the phone went off its tits. And I mean, ding, 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 TikTok, WhatsApp, is this you, lad, is this you? It must have been about 70 people on my phone list sent me the link to the video. Some lad basically sat there videoing it, and it just put comedian vs heckler or whatever.
How did you handle that the next day? You know,
I've got a thick skin because, like, as in, I've been that lad who's not. I've got a business, but I never had a business years ago. I was just a comedian. So I never had anything to do through the week. So through the week, I'm just sat around waiting for the weekend to earn me money.
Yeah.
And then you in the diary, you're looking at it Friday night. I'm in Sunderland, and you drive. I don't know how far Sunderland is. It about 3 or 4 hours?
About 3 hours, yeah.
Is it 3 hours? And you drive 3 hours all the way to the gig. Fucking die on your arse. They're all screaming at you. You get off stage, you scouse twat and all this. Or you know, who do you think you're talking to? They want to have confrontation with you. They see it as a back and forth with the comedian. They're not there to listen to your material. You jump in the car and you've got hold of the steering wheel like that, fuming all the way home for 3 hours, like absolutely livid that you've just drove all the way for 3 hours. You've got paid. But like, what is this? Am I meant to be doing this for a job? Is this an actual career? Like, what the fuck? And you're fuming, but then the next gig's sound.
So it's a bit of a roller coaster, really.
Of course it is, yeah.
Roller coaster of emotion as well.
Yeah, so I have got a thick skin from over the years of any comedian who says, "Oh, they've never had a bad night," just telling you a load of fucking shit, because that is, every comedian's had a bad time, and that's what makes us and builds us and whatever. But that TikTok video was like horrible. Anyway, it's gone. And please, after seeing this clip, don't try and revive
I've
it.
searched for it and I can't find it anyway.
Yeah, good, because we'll just cut now to the clip.
On the telly.
I'm going to see if I can find it. I'll put the clip on after this.
That's the only, honestly, you know, that's the only hard thing that's happened to me.
Do you know when you're like in mid set? Obviously, it's rehearsed, isn't it? Obviously. Do you know, like, just say if you're saying, like, I don't know, a joke, this water bottle, it's green, halfway through, someone goes like, shut up, whatever. How hard is it for you to get back on track with what you were saying?
Well, easy, really, because I'll tell you a little example. I'm working on the cruise ships on theatres, so it's a bit more like you've got to wear a suit, you can't go on a pair of jeans anymore. A lot of people say cruise ships are older. Yeah, there is a lot of old people on, but there's loads of people who are in the 40s or whatever, 50s. And the hardest people to entertain, really, all the comedians say, who are not from Liverpool, they say Liverpool's probably the hardest place to work.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they reckon everyone from Liverpool's a comedian. And there is always people in the audience that are funnier than you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm on stage, and I'd seen this fella in the restaurants area, in the buffet area of the ship 2 days before. I was with my sister. And I don't know about you, but like, I just think, and I'm not slagging Scousers off, obviously, because I love the city. I'm proud to be from Liverpool, but some people are proper fucking like scal, where they like try and lay it on.
Just gobshite.
Yeah, they just want to let everyone know. It's like they try him. I don't understand. Like, obviously, this is a whole different conversation about the Scouse accent, but I don't understand why. I mean, I'll give you an impression. This fella, he's come in, and he's speaking to people like shit. So he's got his plate, and you've got to give it to the lady and tell her what you want on it. It's like in the buffet area of the ship, and he's like, "Do us a favour, girl. Put more chips on me plate there. Fucking hell."
So you can imagine Scousers doing that.
Yeah, but in front.
Bet he was fat as well, though.
And as a Scouser, you must look over and think, "Fucking hell."
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do, because I don't speak like that. I've lived in Fazakerley, Maghull, fucking West Derby. Like, my accent's weird. It's a bit like I'm not proper rough Scouse. I've got and I've had to tone it down because
with you travelling and stuff, yeah.
I've worked to Americans and I've come off stage and people have been like, Jack, I can see you're a funny comedian, but we can't understand the words you're fucking saying. So I've learned how to
live on stage with subtitles.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not one of these ones that moves out because I've always lived in Liverpool. But you know, when these Scousers move out of Liverpool and start speaking like that, you know, and all that, fuck off. But I don't think that when people go
from Southport,
yeah. But put some more fucking chips on me plate there, love. Fucking hell, all proper fucking rough as fuck, like proper, like angry with it. That's why people say we're quite aggressive when we speak.
And it's the in
By the way, I was stood in the wings of a theatre the other week, in the wings, like backstage, waiting to go on, and they've got like a stage manager with a headset on, a host there with a microphone in his hand, waiting to introduce me. 800 people in the audience, and I'm stood backstage, and they go, Jack, are you ready to go on? And I go, yeah, I was ready ages ago, like that. But that's just in us to react quick as Scousers. And he was like, all right, Jack.
Fucking calm down.
And I've got to remind myself that, like, I am a little bit like, yeah, I was ready about half an hour ago. Anyway, back to this fella. So I heard him being rough, like being a bit loud, right? And I was even walking around somewhere the other week in the Caribbean. I was off away, like a long time, like, how do I explain this? Quite a while away from where the ship was docked. And I bumped into a Scouser. Everyone says that when you're on holiday, you can always pick a Scouser out, don't they? So this fella is dead loud. And I said to my sister, who come on with me for a week, she got a little holiday out of it. She went, I said, did you hear him? Then she went, yeah. I went, he's going to be a problem this week. And she went, what do you mean? And I went, I never ever suss the audience out, or because I'm living with them for a week on the ship, or like try and study who we got on the ship, or we'll use them in the show. I don't need to do that. I'll just do it live on stage like most comics would do. But I seen him and I thought, he's going to be a problem. So I do my show and he didn't come, thank God, because I thought he'd been drinking all day. And then the next day I'd done a late night show, which is like an adult blues show, which is at midnight. And you can swear and do all like sexually jokes, stuff about, you know, anything you want to say really. And he ran down to the front of the fucking theatre with 2 pints of lager in his hand, like that. All right, Jack, lad, how's it going? All right there, fucking hell. I went, so you from Liverpool? From fucking Walton, me, lad, brought and bread, all that fucking... All right, sound. Sit down, you dickhead. Anyway, he sat down. Even that'll get a little laugh. I'm only calling someone a dickhead. That's not comedy for me, you know what I mean? That's not me showing how talented I am or anything. It's just anyone you call me a dickhead if I come in the bar being dead loud and aggressive, wouldn't you? So I don't think that's comedy, calling people fucking dickheads and all that. But I thought I'm going to have to proper use him in this show because he sat on the front row and he won't shut up. So I'm doing my act and trying to get back into jokes. Like you just said, you've got to go back into your material. And then he's talking. And some woman behind him, shut up, we're trying to listen to him, we're trying to listen to Jack, shut up, mate. And he's gone, shut up, love, I'm only talking, like that, you know, whatever. And I've just went, hey, mate, no one wants to fucking listen to you. I'm here doing a show, it's a fucking show on here, shut up, will you, give your gob a rest or whatever. And he's going, oh, come on, lad, I'm only trying to help you out. I don't need your help, mate. I'm going to be on stage now and like that for 45 minutes. I said, I don't need your fucking help. Because I said, you're just a fucking dickhead or whatever. And used a couple of put downs that I've got that are like, you know.
So was a put down essentially sit down, shut up, like kill them off sort of thing?
Yeah. Now, with what we do on the ships and stuff, well, you can use anything, you know what I mean? Like, I say stuff like, well, I've seen other comedians say stuff that we used to say in school. Know what I mean? It's not like talent, it's just a line. Like if they're talking to you, I seen a comedian say the other week to someone in the audience, oh, shut up, mate, you've got them summer teeth. Some are fucking brown, some are fucking yellow. Remember that? Do you remember when we used to say that in school?
I've never heard that.
Don't you remember when we used to say that? Yeah. And I've said it, someone come in with a fucking gauzy eye, like so I said, oh, you got them mortgage eyes, one's fixed rate, one's variable. But they're all just little stock lines that, like, you get away with using. You get away with using in the moment. You know what I mean? So I'll say, fucking hell, I remember my first pint or whatever. he's still yapping at me back and forth. And then I use this, like, I've got this little put down that like brings the house down. And I'll tell you it. Basically, I say, all right, mate, all right. I know you want to get in the show. I know you want to get involved. A lot of people, and I'll just start talking to the audience again. I go, a lot of people don't know this about me, but years ago I used to work. My mum and dad had a farm. I used to work in the farm. Now, even when I say that, I've got to try and make it sound believable, haven't I? So I go, and my job was to clean the shit out from the pig swilping. And every time my mum wasn't looking, I used to get me fucking boot and go, fuck off, ram right up the pig's arse. And my mum used to turn around and say, Jack, you wicked bastard, that one day that pig's gonna die and come back and haunt you. And then I look at him and go, I didn't think I'd see you on this fucking cruise ship. Now, but when I do that, all right, you two laugh then. But when a whole theatre laughs at it, it's like, there we go, you're put in your place now.
That must feel really good.
Well, but I only do it now and again, that little joke thing. But and it's just, I didn't fucking write it. It's just an old thing that someone gave me years ago, one of my mates. But it just puts the heckler right in the place. You can't use it every time. If I put that on a clip online, it's almost like it's gone. Then I can't do it again because people have seen me do it. But yeah, that's it. Dealing with hecklers and rough and ready crowds. That's why me and Frankie talk about it in great detail on his podcast, where it's like we have done, where there is almost like a perfect time for a comedian to go on stage. Like 9 o'clock's all right, 10 o'clock's great, 11 o'clock's too late. They're all too pissed.
Oh, okay. Is that so? When they're more pissed, you're more likely to get a heckler.
Yeah. Everyone thinks they're one of the boys, don't they? Everyone's on there.
Everyone's had a few and full of confidence. Do you know what I want to ask you? As the years are going on, is it getting harder for you to make material that's, suitable, if that makes sense? So obviously, as time goes on, certain subjects might be more offensive. Don't say that, you can say this, but you can't say this. Is that happening in your industry?
Yeah. I mean, I do a little bit on Sam Smith at the minute in my show. Talk about transgenders, talk about, what do we talk about? People identifying as this and identifying as that. And the world's gone fucking mad and all that. And I think that my style of comedy and the audience that I have, obviously I don't have my own audience as such because I go and visit them on holiday. So, that's why I don't do the comedy clubs. I'm always booked up away. So when I'm on the cruise ships, they don't know what they're getting. They just get told there's a comedian on and they all pack the theatre out to come and watch them, see if they're any good. You know what I mean? So I've got to prove myself. But I'm hoping backstage that they're my type of crowd and they're like a British crowd and they just want to say it as it is and they don't want to, don't get me wrong, I've had a couple of people say, really love the fact that you done your whole show and you didn't swear. And I'm like, yeah, well, I didn't, but I will be fucking tomorrow night swearing because it's just like the
I'll come watch it tomorrow.
So don't come tomorrow night. But I've had a couple of people say, like, for instance, here's two for you. These are quite interesting. There's 1,200 people in this theatre and I'm on a cruise ship. It's full of American people and British people. And some woman's come in late. So normally they've had the dinner. They've just finished the dinner and they've realised, shit, the show started, and they've ran down the aisles of the theatre. And this woman's like wearing a flowery dress, and I've got a little line that I say, yeah, it's all right, love, you're a bit late, have you just had your dinner? She's going, yeah, I've just had me dinner. Come on, love, save the seat for you down here, come and sit down here on the front row. She's like, yeah. I went, it's a lovely dress you've got on, by the way, babe, that's a lovely dress. She goes, I said, do you like it? I went, yeah, see, you've sold the caravan and kept the curtains. Right. So I think that's funny. Yeah. Next day I got a phone call from the entertainment manager on the ship basically saying, there's been a complaint. And I said, what's the complaint? And I've never had complaints really on the ships. He said, there's been a complaint. I said, what's the complaint? He said, the complaint is that you were racist towards gypsies. I said, sorry? You were racist towards gypsies? I said, how am I racist towards gypsies? And he said, because you mentioned caravan.
So you can't say the word caravan without being racist towards a fucking gypsy.
Exactly. Now, let's just, I'm not being scientific with comedy here, but let's just strip this thing down, right? So, by me saying, I see you've sold the caravan and kept the curtains, and by her saying the word gypsy, and I never said the word gypsy, really, I'm not being all like trying to flip it back around on it, but it does make her the racist by making.
She related gypsy to caravan, not you.
Not me.
Yeah.
And is she trying to say that only gypsies have caravans? You know what I mean? So
That should cause you offence, that.
Yeah.
exactly. So I was fuming, thinking, I don't want to upset anyone. I love my job too much. I don't want to go and I've never ever said like if anyone's got a problem with me, like I used to do this whole thing about Wigan in my acts, slagging them off, saying they were all backward and whatever, and they were all. That's what happens when cousins marry and all that about Wigan. They've all got 6 fingers. I used to slag Wigan off. It's just a joke. How many times have we been away on holiday and people are going, "Watch your bags, watch your purses."
That's the most annoying thing ever. That.
Yeah, watch your fucking wheels on the car. Blah blah. Now,
that's not racist.
Well, you're not going to go up and kick off, are you? It's just a laugh. It's just...
So we take it.
Yeah.
Frankie told me a story on the way to Llandudno on Saturday night. Don't forget, he's been doing it for fucking years. And he said to me, "Jack, I've had it loads of times where people have said that, like, he said that he went on stage the weekend after Hillsborough, and people in the audience from wherever it was, Manchester, were shouting, 'Get back to Hillsborough, you and all this.'"
Fucking hell.
To Frankie when he was on stage. He's told me loads of stories that have happened to him. We were only talking about it on Saturday night, but I just think that I'm going to get complaints on people not liking what I'm saying.
You can't please everyone, especially with comedy, though, can you?
No, and you've got to take the piss out of something. Now, I'm not saying, you've got to be an aggressive comedian who's got to take the piss and someone's always got to be left crying. I'm not saying that, but something's got to be the brunt of the joke, something's got to be a pun.
Yeah.
And whether that's something that's not a human, so you're taking the piss out of what? Fucking bananas and fruit and veg? No, something's got to be the pun, and it's got to be something believable to the point where I trigger your brain into thinking, I can relate to that.
It's a relatable subject, isn't it? And
yeah. So I go on stage now and say, I haven't got a girl at the minute. I've been dating. I've been dating online for ages, and I've just found a girl now where fucking hell, the world's gone mad. Now she identifies as a wheelie bin. Fucking hell. Now I can't remember whether I'm supposed to take it out Tuesday or Thursday. It's a daft one-liner, but it gets me opening my act. Because my act's got to go like that, hasn't it? Like, I've just wrote a joke last week about Siamese twins. I just went, I've just come up with a great business idea. I've just invented my own dating website for Siamese twins. Yeah, thinking about calling it Connect 4. Now, do you think I'm going to get all sorts of letters and emails? I'm going to get all sorts of letters and emails saying, "This is someone from the Siamese Twins Association. You should not be making jokes." Well, is there anyone from Liverpool attacking comedians from Birmingham saying, you shouldn't be saying this about Scousers? No, so just fuck off. It's just a joke. Now, yeah, I am probably worried because in about 15 years...
I'm not going to lie, in about a week's time, that clip's going to be on TikTok.
Which clip?
Sammy's Twins.
That one just then, do you know when you're... when you've got this type of material, for example, and you're looking at where you work and it's a new audience and stuff like that, is there a big part of you that has to read the room as your act goes on, or do you just think, fuck it, I'm not asked if so and so gets offended by this, or do you try to any extent read the room to gather any sort of reaction or feedback from the audience as you're going on?
Like, do you go off like the laugh noise and all that?
Yeah,
I've got loads of material written down, and I have a little look over it backstage and think, right, I'll open up with that. And I always try and get the audience, I try and get as many laughs out the audience as I can within the first 5 minutes to win them over. It's like a singer going on and basically singing fucking Sweet Caroline or Free From Desire. You know, like Holly does, like something to get them all going, bam. I go on and I'll go bang, 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 bang with jokes, like to win them over. And
then
it
sets the tone.
Then I can slow it down then and start telling them like longer stuff. And answer to that question is that it's different in every part of the country. Me and Frankie went to I haven't mentioned Frankie a lot because when I'm working on my own.
We'll have to get Frankie.
Yeah.
Frankie on the podcast.
Do you think he'd come on?
Yeah, of course.
Phone him now.
Phone
him.
I told him I was coming on here on the way here. Imagine if I phoned him now and he went, oh,
I'm not going on with them two. I'm not going on with them two swats.
No, I'll tell him about it. So the podcast. What was I saying? I've went off.
Reading the room.
Sorry, the show, the material, and when I'm on my own, I'm working up and down the country, whatever, on ships and stuff like that. But when I'm with Frankie, the audience there's more to talk about with them. Because I turned up and do a gig in a golf club like I did last week, and yeah, it was all right. I was on with like a Michael Bublé tribute act, you know, and I went on and they were a lovely audience, and I'd done an hour and I come off and got paid and went home. There's nothing really to tell you about them gigs, but with the shows that Frankie does since his video went viral and whatever, they attract his type of audience, which love the raw, like the
offensive stuff.
Well, push the boundaries, you know what I mean, and. Like I say, landlord, no. Frankie said, right, go on, you go on now. It's 8 o'clock. And open the show up and do like 15 minutes. So I go on and there's people walking around, there's people still stood at the bar, so I've got to get them to sit down before Frankie comes on, let's say. Or even if I was at this gig on my own last night, on Saturday night, that we did, I would have said to the fella, listen, put all the lights up around the room, so everyone can see me. Turn them disco lights off, turn the music off, get everyone from that bar sat down. You're sort of like the event manager or the stage manager, your own show. All right, is that microphone working? Yeah, turn it up a bit. All right, sound. Right, I'm ready now. Go on, introduce me. Some of them go, oh, we've got no one to introduce you. Oh, well, I can't go on stage if you just need someone to go, ladies and gents, comedians here, Jack Ryan, blah, blah, and then you're up then.
Yeah.
You look, it's like they make you look a little bit important, like you're a proper performer.
Set the stage.
Otherwise, you're going like this. Hi everyone, I'm your comedian. Hey, you know what I mean?
And everyone's mid-conversation going like, oh okay, all right.
Yeah.
What's just one question there?
Go on.
We were just talking about it before we started recording. Where's the best or worst place if you've been booked, not on a cruise?
I don't know really. The worst place I've done is probably that gig that went viral. I'm glad it was in Liverpool and not somewhere else, but like I've done loads of. For instance, lockdown had just lifted, and I got a phone call from another comedian who said there's a gig I can't do here. It's in Hull, and I went, yeah. He went, it's in a pub, and I haven't done pubs for years because I just didn't want to do pubs because it's just rough. No one wants to listen to you or whatever. I went down to Hull. Sat outside of my car for fucking 2 hours waiting to go on. Went on stage, smashed it, brilliant show. This fella come up to me, got hold of my hand. Jack, fucking love that. Can you come back? I don't know if that's the whole accent. Can you come back in 3 weeks' time? It's my birthday party. I love that.
What's the accent?
I'd love for you to come back. How much you want? Said, you have to just pay me the same amount a day. He went, oh, I said, well, won't all the same people be here? They've heard I've done my show now. No, different people, all that. So I went, all right. So I've put it in the diary. I've come home from the gig that night. By the way, hugging me, shaking my hand and all that. And next day, or 2 days later, I've got COVID. Like I'm in bed, written off. And I'm thinking, fuck, he was the only person I shook hands with. Oh. He must have given me COVID because I haven't touched anyone for months. Like I haven't shook anyone's hand for months. It was at that time when we were all in masks and gloves and all that. Anyway, I'm ringing this fella. I'm ringing him. And I'm like, fucking hell, am I doing your birthday party or not? Anyway, I rang the pub and I went, listen, it's Jack Ryan, the comedian, was on last week, like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I said, I'm supposed to be doing Phil's birthday party here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, is it happening? No. Why? He's dead.
Oh, fucking hell.
Why is he dead? How did he die? He got COVID. Oh. And I thought, we shouldn't be laughing at that. Yeah. I went, fucking hell. I said, he must have given me COVID and he's fucking dead. I said, all right, well, are you sending the money in the post? I'm only messing up, really. I never really.
So, talk about the dead people.
Oh, yeah,
spoke about it last time.
Oh, yeah.
There's fellas here, I've done him for years, done him for about 10 years or something.
Yeah.
And he died, this was just before COVID. And his missus phoned me. And I was like, you're all right? Thinking, why are you phoning me? you're going to get me leg over here. And,
Oh,
I've got to try and be
you
funny,
horrible
easy, do you know what I mean? And she was like, is there any chance you can, I won't say his name, any chance you can cut his hair?
What's his name?
And I was like, he's dead though, isn't he? Like, I can't do it, surely. And she was like, no, he's loved you for years. He's always wanted you to cut his hair. Just the last time, you know, he's special for our family and that for the funeral. And it was open casket. I had to go down to the, it was called a morgue. Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Yeah,
the morgue, yeah.
I had to go there, the one on Queen's Drive. And I like turned up with all my stuff and I was like, I'm here to cut hair.
Can we sit him in a chair?
So they literally had to like he's already out the freezer or wherever they are.
Yeah.
And like lying down, I was like, oh mate, I need you to sit him up.
Oh,
Did you go into autopilot and ask him what he was doing at the weekend?
Yeah, there wasn't much conversation. But like, I literally had to ask the fella to sit him up. The fella was like, oh, can't you just do it like that? And I was like, not really, no. So
so you'd actually sat him up?
The morgue fella had to hold him up. But like, I don't know if you've ever seen a dead body before.
No, well...
Like, but they're stiff. But so like the fella was like you need to hold his hips and I'll push him up.
Did you hate doing it?
No, because it meant something to someone, didn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Would you do it again?
Yeah, it'd have to be someone who knew. But I couldn't just get a message on Instagram and go and do it.
Well, the way you're doing all this, like cutting hair on top of mountains and all that now, right? Maybe you could set an Instagram page up, like doing
the dead barber.
Yeah, the dead barber.
There's no repeat custom though, is there?
He's dead good. No, I've heard the word dead.
I wrote a record on the weekend for the highest haircut in the UK.
Good going, no?
Why was you stood on a ladder?
To be fair, someone said...
What mountain was it?
Yeah.
Mount Snowdon.
How much drugs did you take?
Yeah.
I don't say any drugs. Mount Snowdon. No.
Did you charge all your stuff up before you went up there?
Yeah.
There was no 13 amp plug up there, was there? Did you brush the hair up at the end?
Forgot my apprentice. It's funny though, you know, you should have seen the queues. Because obviously there was a queue to get up there, so like I told the people behind us.
Imagine walking for fucking 3 hours and you get to the top and you think, fucking hell, there's some twat up here cutting someone's hair.
That's what happened. So on the way up, some fella stopped us. He said, like, what's the chair and all that for? And I was like, oh, I'm doing an haircut, breaking the record and all that. And he was like, fuck off. He was like, I need an haircut. And I was like, I'll do it now, just whip my chair out. He was sound, everyone else there, but we weren't near the top then.
Did you take a score off him?
Fucking too right, yeah. So yeah, you had to do bank transfer, he only had his card.
Is that tax free because it's so high up?
But when we got to the top, I told everyone behind us, I was like, listen, right, we're doing an haircut there. I'll try and get out of the way for you all. But like, if you're in a rush, just go in front or I'll just move out the way for a minute. And everyone was like, what are you doing an haircut? Everyone was like, oh, it's boss that. Done it. Halfway through doing it, I just heard this woman go, he's taking the fucking piss, him. Like that. She'd only just got to the top anyway. And I was like, just do your photo if you want. Like, I'll move out the way, it's fine. I said all this. And she went, it's just disrespectful, isn't it? I was like, kind of is, like, for so you, do you know what I mean? I'm filming this. And like, there was another woman there and she went, she's been behind us the whole way up and she's done nothing but moan. Like, fucking hell. And but a fella was proper funny. A fella at the top, like, he was going, can you do mine as well? And I was like, shut your beard off first, mate. And there's some other, I've done 3-4 haircuts up there.
So what did you actually take up?
Just my scissors, my clippers and my combs.
And a chair.
And a
chair, yeah. I only had enough up there to do like a certain haircut though. Didn't.
Are you doing every Tuesday there now from now on then?
every Tuesday, the top of Snowdon.
Yeah.
Snowdon Barbers. But I've got something else lined up though.
What, on top of Snowdon?
Yeah. So the amount of people, I'm going to do a proper video later for Instagram and that. The amount of people that were like, you're doing it for charity, how do we donate and all that? Like, so, someone else had already done it, but he didn't do it at the top, did he? He just done it on like, kind of by the top.
Oh, okay.
So
not by like the little monument thing?
Yeah, no, he didn't do it up there, he done it down below, so I...
yeah.
And, but I just done that because like he didn't do it. But I'm going to do something bigger and better next time.
So you've got plans?
Yeah, by the time this goes out, it'll already be out though, so... Yeah, going to do Ben Nevis, going to do charity, do haircuts up there. Lovely. Hopefully, by the way, before this comes out.
It is one. So you said there was like mad queues. Would you go up in like the middle of the night, like a sunrise thing, just to avoid the queues? No, fuck them.
I've got a good suggestion.
Well, I put this on my Instagram, my TikTok, and that the other day. I was like, if you spent 3, 4, 5, however many hours to get to the top, you can wait an extra 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like everyone else except that woman was sound about it. Like everyone was clapping and all that. It was, felt like a bit of a celebrity to where everyone had the phones out and that. No one's tagged me on Instagram yet. Like,
have you went viral on TikTok yet?
No, not yet. That's why I done it. I only done it for likes on Instagram.
Yeah.
Not quite like you.
I hope that never happens again. Touch wood. Yeah. Why don't you do them in like abandoned places? You could be called the abandoned barber. Like go to like old, like abandoned houses. You seen these fellas that do it?
Like old, sweaty, horrible, haunted
Like there's a fella
hospitals
who goes into Jimmy Savile's old house. And you could do a
the
haircut.
memories.
You could do a haircut in Jimmy Savile's. I'm daring you now to do one in Jimmy Savile's living room. You can go in it.
Can you?
Yeah.
I'll do it then.
Go on then.
Challenge accepted.
While you're getting a haircut, you'll just now then.
Yeah, then Jim can fix it after it.
Just travel around the UK, going to paedophiles' houses to get your haircuts. Yeah.
I'm getting the word nonce. Come on, open your door, mate. So we got a message on Instagram off the last podcast where someone was getting a blowy while watching the last podcast.
Not
I don't know if that means
not
the podcast
like in here under the desk.
No, I don't know if that's a good. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'll take it as a good thing because you got a win out of it.
I'm getting a blowy right now as we're speaking.
That's my foot, that.
Right, where were we anyway? Let's come back.
Well,
So there's a fella on TikTok going on in abandoned houses, like Mike Tyson's old mansion, let's say, or he's like, I know Crocky Hall isn't abandoned, but let's say it was, or somewhere like that's an old manor house, and they go through it and see all like mad things, and one of them's like Teletubby Land, then the other one is, because that was a proper place, Teletubby Land, it's all underground now, like, but then there's one at Jimmy Savile's house, and it's all madness. I watched some lad, I was on my phone for 25 minutes last night watching a TikToker, and his thing that he does is he wears a GoPro on his head and a flashlight, and he wears gloves and all that, and he jumps in bins and sees what he can.
Oh, dumpster diving.
That's what you
I like that. Yeah,
my bins in the flat.
I never, mate. Imagine. Anyway, so he goes through bins now. He's there and he's going outside Marks and Spencer's bins at the back of Marks and Spencer's, and he gets fucking hell protein crunchy bites, like little caramel square things. Fucking hell, they're not out of date for another 6 months. I'm having them. Coke Zero, big fucking crates of Coke Zero. We're having them. He just loads his van up from these bins. Fresh pineapple. Then on Valentine's Day, there was fucking big, massive bunches of red roses. Red roses that are all fresh. And he's like just putting them in his bin.
Okay,
How mad's that? And everyone's commenting on his video saying, "Is this illegal?" Or by the way, is this free advertising for that fella who jumps in bins?
Yeah. We'll have to tag him.
Tag him. Do you want him to come and go through your bin? Call 0800. Yeah, but he goes through bins and it's not illegal. Apparently, he can go through bins now. I hate talking like this because it ends up sounding like I'm being deep and meaningful, but really I couldn't give a fuck. But there is a lot of people, because it's just an thought in my head that, like, why do these people throw out all that food, when it's not even out of date, when it could go to like homeless people and all that. Yeah. And that's this fella's argument. Don't believe that he's taking stuff out of the bin for homeless people. He's doing it for himself. But how interesting is that? Like, they must have a rule that they've got to throw stuff out by a certain. Apparently, Coke Zero can go out of date. Didn't know that.
It's probably all the crazy sweeteners and stuff in it. Though.
Yeah,
maybe.
But TikTok, mate, you can spend. You get in bed. I get in bed at like 10 o'clock, 9:30, 10. And I'm sometimes, try and get to bed, try and sleep by 10.
You only just made this podcast because you don't just get out of bed.
I know. Well, that's just because I'm jet lagged after an 8-hour flight and didn't get to sleep until 2:30 from London on Saturday. That's my excuse, so I apologise. But I was here on time.
You were. I'll give you credit for that.
I've had to take my fucking shoes off here and everything, by the way. So if you're thinking of coming on this podcast, make sure you put some nice socks on. I have got some I always wear black socks, but make sure you wear some nice socks because you've got to take your shoes off when you come here.
And your undies.
And there's a weird fucking sauna next door. I hope it's not like when this finishes. I hope we haven't got to go in the sauna. Peter said to me, you brought your fucking swimming trunks.
Do you know what? I've just thought then, what you do in the haircuts in mad places, I wonder if I could tattoo people, like, you know, top of Snowden and stuff like that.
Well, I asked you to, and you said that you needed 6 months holiday notice off your bed.
She's going to watch this now and fucking batter me when I get in.
Yeah, but it's true.
You fucking little grass telling everyone.
It's true though, isn't it? Well, you can do Ben Nevis, we'll organise that.
Yeah.
You can come up and tell some joke. Actually, no, it's alright. That's Frankie. that's someone who's funny.
No need for that hurts. I had a bird once who had a tattoo of a little like clam on the inside of her thigh.
She got a clam tattooed?
Yeah, on the inside of her thigh. And when you put your ear next to it, you can smell the sea.
Oh, fucking hell.
I'm trying to work bits of material into this podcast whenever I can.
Yeah, I like that.
How'd you get into being a comedian? How'd you just find yourself funny one day to talk to yourself?
Well, loads of people have different ways of getting into it. I've got a friend who's a singer who's writing a comedy script, like a play. So she's getting into comedy that way. Like, you know, because she is funny. There's people who are really funny that don't ever go on stage and be funny ever because they're the funniest lad in their group of mates, let's say. But they don't know how to do it on stage. And there's people who are naturally funny. I've had so many people tell me that I'm funnier off stage than on stage. If they know me, if I'm really comfortable and relaxed, especially if I've had a drink. I don't drink anymore, but if I did, like, you know, I just, there's no filter. I say what I think, what I want, and I have a good time doing it. I love having a laugh with people. Going on stage is completely different. You can go on to a fucking cold audience, you can go on to people who are pissed, you can go on to people who hate Scousers, you can go on just people who are there because they're like, not critics, but they like, make me laugh, go on.
Yeah.
Make me laugh. So there's loads of weird ways of getting into comedy. I think that some people go on the comedy clubs and get up and do 5 minutes, and then that 5 minutes grows into 10 minutes, and they'll just talk about natural things that have went on in their life that are really funny.
Is that like the circuit? You hear comedians going like, "Oh, you're on the circuit."
Yeah.
Is that what that is? The comedy clubs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, technically, really. I mean, all I do is get asked, like when I'm away, do you do the circuit back home? Do you do the circuit back home? Well, really, there isn't really a circuit for me because, I mean, I'm not doing the comedy clubs where I'm working with the 5 other comedians. Don't get me wrong, I want to do it at some point, but it's not going to pay well for me considering when I go on the ships, I get paid well. I only have to do 2 shows. I'm away. I've just been in the Caribbean for a week. I've seen loads of places. I've been travelling across the world for ages now. For 7 years I've done it. Been to fucking Australia, New Zealand, the Caribbean, Iraq. I've went loads of places.
Iraq?
Yeah.
The friggin' hell did you do in Iraq?
Stand up. I've worked, but don't forget, I'm
On a
saying that
cruise
as if
before?
I've worked to people in
Yeah,
Iraq.
whoa.
I haven't. I've worked to the people on the cruise ship, but the ships
The
went to
cruise
Iraq.
stops
Water
in the
in
back.
Iraq?
I've seen what?
This is what, like, there's like, yeah.
I thought Iraq
I'm
was like-
mind blown. I thought it was like like fucking dusty mountains and
It was.
goats. And
So I was figuring out the boat get there.
The ship's docked there, see what I mean?
Oh.
So I'll get, like, for instance, I've been around Norway loads of times. I've done, like, the end of this week, I'm going to fly to Madeira, get on the ship. It'll go through, like, Tenerife, Canary Islands.
Do the cruise people pay for your flight?
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
So they hire you. They fly you out. I've had loads of people get in touch with me who are, like, young dancers, like, male, female dancers or singers who want to get on the ships, or even people who want to go on and do all like the technical stuff, like, you know, all the microphones and lights and stuff. And I tell anyone who's even thinking about doing it to fucking go for it, because it's the best thing. I've seen so many places that I never would have seen. I'd never have went to Australia or New Zealand. By the way, getting paid to go there.
Yeah.
I'm not paying anything. And I'm getting to see these places, Brisbane, Perth. That's where I was when the lockdown kicked in. I was lying in a hotel in Perth, and I got a phone call from my manager at the time saying, "You're flying home." I went, "What?" He said, "You're flying home. You're getting paid, don't worry, but you're flying home." COVID. I went, "What the fuck's COVID?" I didn't even know what it was.
Must be boss that though, innit? Just to see the whole world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially doing something that you love as well.
Anything that allows you to travel is, you know. I mean, so anyway, yeah, so my way of stand-up was, I've had a very, very different start, you know, to where I am today. Like, I'm, as in, I know I've got a lot that I really want to do. I've started out working on clubs, which was like old school clubs where I've watched my dad do it through like for 35, 40 years, working on the clubs, you know, old people they're all social clubs. Like you'll have all been to one.
That's what I seen, yeah.
Yeah,
You'll
have been to one for like a christening or a family party.
Yeah.
Well, them clubs, a lot of people like our age don't even know about them. Them clubs, like that was a massive circuit years ago. Social clubs, you could go to a club and there was like entertainment on, a comedian, a band, and a singer 7 nights a week.
Yeah,
because no one.
Is that dying out as the years go on?
Of course it is. That's why I'm on the ships, because it's finito. There's hardly any clubs left. You can count on one hand how many clubs there are in Liverpool now. They're only supported by people who are older. It's a type of place you go into and there's like old fellas stood on fruit machines, old people playing snooker and stuff. When you go there on a Saturday night, they'll have a singer on and bingo in the middle, all old dears going. And sadly, like us, I used to do them from when I was 14. And obviously I just thought, I didn't see any other way for me, because I see my dad do it, going out every weekend gigging. And unfortunately, people our age have never supported them. And one of the main reasons is because of the people who are in the clubs. Sadly, if me and Peter bounced in there on Saturday night in a club, everyone would turn around and look, like what you said, because it's their club. They go there every week. And
is it majority like an older generation?
Yeah. Well, like late 50s onwards. And they snarl you if you've sat down in someone's seat.
Yeah.
And whatever. So they're dying out, and that's why I'm on the ships. But I'm going to carry on doing the ships. But the comedy clubs, and especially like places in Liverpool like Hot Water, is fantastic. Like all the comedians doing Hot Water, as you know, it's famous. It's made put Liverpool back on the map for comedy. Because if you think about it, all the comedians I grew up watching were all like Stan Boardman, Mick Miller, Chrissy Rock, Frankie, all these comedians that have been around for fucking years. Proper old school Liverpool comedians.
There's some boss comedians in Liverpool now, isn't it, to be fair?
Yeah. Liverpool has like always been. I've had people come up to me and say, I'm coming to watch you tonight. I know you're from Liverpool, you're going to be good. And Liverpool has got a thing for producing top comedians.
I reckon it's a thing for Liverpool, you know, because we are all witty.
Yeah, it's that Scouse character.
Yeah,
isn't
like
it?
as you said, like people who aren't from Liverpool, the hardest place to gig is Liverpool, because we all think we're funny, don't we?
Yeah.
And we are, though, because I'm dead funny, mate.
Well,
I think I'm
dead funny anyway.
I notice it with travelling clients sometimes.
I'm dead fucking funny, lad.
You're not that funny.
All right then.
Funny looking. But I notice it with travelling clients sometimes, like they might not understand certain types of banter. I might say some things and I think it's funny as fuck, or I've just offended them thinking.
Yeah, but that's like the northern humour. That's like I've done it. I've been guilty of that loads of times.
So where I used to work a couple of years ago, like when I had a break. Don't need to mention where I worked.
We'd like to know.
Right, no.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, exactly.
When you were trying to get cats out of trees.
Oh, okay. I'm with you now. Yeah.
So
okay.
I used to work in Liverpool, right, and some girl came in and she brought sweets or something. I went, you're heavy, you. Like that. You're like having a joke. The amount of people turned around and went, you can't say that. And I was like, what the fuck are you on about? I just said it's heavy. You know, like, and then she was like, I understand what you mean, don't worry. But like, I shit myself because I was like, that must obviously only be a Scouse thing to say, you're heavy. Like,
do you think you were calling her fat?
Some people thought I was calling her fat, yeah.
Well, you know the way you use a little tiny clip at the start of the podcast and you don't just go from the start? That can be the start of this podcast.
You're heavy.
and do it so, who edits this? You. Just do it so that like 5 of them.
Marcus, you go, fucking fringe.
And do it right before we're talking about him having sex upstairs in the flat.
You downstairs going, come on, lad. Come on, lad.
I don't even care.
So yeah, it's just it's a mad thing, especially considering I never ever wanted to be a comedian ever. Didn't even think about it. Obviously, I've grew up watching fucking loads of comedians. I used to have like.
Who do you think's like an idol comedian?
Loads of people ask me that. I don't.
Who's a household name? Who's boss? Mine's Lee Evans.
Yeah, I think Lee Evans is fantastic. Yeah, his dad used to work on the ships. Loads. Dave Evans, he's passed away now, but he I feel like honestly like a 60-year-old fella living in a 30-year-old fella's body, because I've literally grew up watching a load of people and they're all fucking not with us anymore, or they're retiring. And like now I watch younger comedians like my own age, and sometimes I don't really think that they're that funny because they're not telling jokes, and that's just because I've literally been brought up listening to jokes. So yeah, I love like Jimmy Carr and people like that now.
Do you do all that stuff like where, like when you see that Paul Smith, like he just picks on someone in the audience and just makes a 5-minute sketch out of that? Is that like his whole show? I've never seen him live.
I've seen
him live.
Yeah.
Is that the whole show?
No,
It's
it's not the whole show.
No, I've got like a lot. Mine's like 80% material and then the 20% like crowd work, as we call it.
So what would be classed as crowd work?
Mate, where are you from?
Okay, so engaging.
What do you do? What do you do for a living?
Yeah.
You actually asking me to You're looking right into me soul. You get it too, wank.
Paul Smith's fantastic at doing it, and there's a lot of comedians who that's because he's naturally gifted with what he does. Is like a what's the word? He's worked hard. He's been doing it for fucking years, but I've never met him, but he can come back. He's got good.
He's quick.
He's never going to be stood there like a dickhead going, "What do you do? What? You're a fucking an accountant." Oh, well, that's all right then. You know, like...
imagine how awkward that'd be.
Yeah, but there's loads of people who idolise Paul Smith. I've had loads of people who've watched him.
Yeah.
Who come up to me and say, "Oh, do you know Paul Smith?" I say, "Oh, I've not met him, but he's great, isn't he?" There's a lot of comedians who are trying to copy his style. A lot of comedians and singers, we look up to people. We'll try and not model ourselves on them, but we'll try and take a little bit and be influenced by it. And there's so many young comedians who are trying to do what Paul Smith does, and they can't. They haven't got the comebacks.
The natural ability to be that quick. Yeah.
And you've got to have a shitload of experience and knowledge about certain things. I think I might be wrong, but like, I've done it before. I've said, like, mate, what do you do? And you fall lucky. I'm a police officer. Well, I know I've got loads of bits of material about police officers.
Go on then.
I'm not doing it now, but I'm just saying, like, I've got loads of bits where I could use it, and I'll say, "Oh, fucking hell, whatever," and I'll work me gear in then. I'll work me material around it. But if he said something like, "I'm a scientist on a nuclear plant," or something random that I know fuck all about.
Yeah, would you think, shit?
Yeah, it's like you saying, what do you do? And I say, "Oh,
I'm
a software engineer for an IT company in the northeast."
Yeah.
What are you going to say?
Oh, I haven't got the fucking brains to be that quick to even
I
come
reckon
back
it'd be
with
funny
it.
though to just turn around and go like, "Next." But he needs to walk that next page and he's got something funny to say.
Well,
do you know what I mean?
I'm going to dare you to do a comedy spot somewhere.
I couldn't do it. I'm that guy who's like you think he's the funniest guy in the room, but would just die on a stage.
I done a gig once. This is years ago. I had some bird with me as well. Who was trying to impress, and I went on this club. I forget where it was now. It was in Manchester, and I went on. And to be honest, I'd done quite well. Smashed it. Come off stage and this bird's like, "Oh, you were great then." And I'm like, "Oh, thanks, babe." I got in the car and my mate said, "It's me birthday party. I'm 25 or something, or whatever he was. Can you come down?" And I went, "Yeah, go on." So I drove there with this bird and went down to this party, and the house was packed with like 40 people in this like tiny little house, 50 people or whatever. And this lad whose birthday it was, and my mate said, "Jack, will you do a bit?" And I went, "You fucking what? Do a bit of what?" "Just tell a few jokes, lad. I was all in stitches. Nothing's been boring tonight, to be honest." And I felt sorry for him. Like he went, "Oh, just get up and do a little bit." Like, because he was like, "Oh, you know, nothing. We haven't really had any music going on or anything. We can't get the music working." And I went, "All right." Started telling jokes. Completely died on my arse in someone's kitchen. It was horrible. So there's loads of times when you think, "Oh, fucking hell, this is grim. This." You know, there's plenty of times when people don't laugh. You know what I mean? But you just gotta grow up.
Don't you write a joke? Are you like anticipating like the laugh after the joke?
No, there's loads of stuff I think's funny that I've wrote down that I can't see the funny in it, and then months later I'll look back at it and go, "Oh, I can make it funny now."
But have you ever said, like, you know, like, why did the cat cross the road? Or why does the chicken cross the road to get to the other side? And you're expecting, "Yay!" And it's just been like, Yeah.
And in that
Do you know what I
moment,
mean?
you just crumble and think,
You just like, next.
Yeah. I done a joke. Sometimes I've got jokes and I write jokes that are too clever. And I don't mean that like I am clever. No, I don't mean that. I mean that the jokes they're not easy to get. So they take a little bit of, like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah.
fuck, why can't I come up with anything that's just simple?
That's so. I reckon that'd be me in that, because I'm thick. Like, I'd like somebody say like a joke, like a complicated one, then I'd be like, why is everyone laughing? And then like my beard or something would be next to you, be going, because of this. And be like, what a guy. And then it's like, you've 4, bless you.
Bless me.
You've gone 4 jokes past what I've just clocked on to then.
Yeah, I mean, I was doing it because I've just done my first panto thing.
I see that.
Yeah, which was brilliant.
Buttons.
Yeah, and I was totally like cringed out by the whole pantomime thing for years, because loads of people told me, oh yeah, you should do panto and all that, you'd be great for it. And I was thinking, I've never acted in my life. And they went, well, it's not really acting, but it is, because you get a script and you've got to go on and you've got to do it. Anyway, I signed up with this company who were fantastic, and they got me in Cardiff for a month. It was one of the best experiences, because I was working with a full cast. You're still a comedian, but you just got to put a silly costume on.
Would you do it again?
Yeah, I want to do it every year, because it's lucrative. The experience is fantastic. It's like from every type of performer background, people come together. So you've got like a team of 20 dancers who are professional dancers from London. Then you've got me, the comic. Then the dame is a fella who dresses up as a woman, who plays like the Wicked Witch type vibe. The dame, he's a comedian. And me and him just got on like a house on fire. The fairy, she was a top singer off the ships. Classical singer who's worked with loads of different people. There was the 2 ugly sisters. They were like professional actresses.
they were just from Birkenhead.
Well, they were all, most of the cast were Welsh, from Cardiff. They had to fly me out over the whole audience in like a horse and carriage. I was riding the horse and carriage with Cinderella in the ball and all that. When they told me about it, I was like, fucking hell, what have I got myself into? Am I going to be cut out for this? But I loved every minute of it. I fucking absolutely loved it. Why did I start talking about the panto?
Because you think you're boss.
Oh, right, okay. So that was one of the best experiences that I've done so far, because it sort of dipped me toe into the acting side of things, which a lot of people say comedians will make good actors.
Yeah.
Because we've got good timing and whatever. And I loved it.
I've always thought, as a comedian on stage, there is a small aspect of acting to an extent.
Yeah.
And that must be hard at times.
It's half similar to us, though, and that's why I wanted Jack to be on the podcast, because it's like, you're stepping out of who you are to go into.
You're a personality, aren't you?
Yeah, and I think anyone who tells you, and I'm not saying you get into character to tattoo someone, or you get into character to cut someone's hair, but you're definitely another version of yourself.
100%, yeah.
We spoke about this last time, didn't we?
I've got no confidence with someone brand new that we've never met before, unless I've got a pair of scissors in my hand.
Oh, that's interesting.
I'm like,
yeah, because it's like a prop, and you feel like you're that person then.
Yeah.
And it's like me with a mic in my hand. That's why I say, like, I start telling jokes, and I say, oh, I was with this girl last night, and fucking hell, didn't know what to say to her. I was trying to cop for her. Didn't know what to say to her. I'm not that confident when I haven't got a mic in my hand. And that's how I get into that routine. I just say it as it is. Because, I mean, let's be honest, like, let's say Margot Robbie was at the end of this table now, and I was trying to get on it. I just say I wouldn't know how to approach her.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've been in a relationship for a long time. I don't know how to really approach girls anymore. But
do you like coffee?
your hair's nice. But
I wouldn't even know how to flirt with a bird now,
But when you're on stage, exactly. But when you're with someone for so long, you don't really, you lose it probably, don't you? But when you're on stage with a mic in your hand, I was going to bring this up anyway. To be honest, I've been in I was in a couple of bands years ago when I was a young lad. I was like fucking 18, 19. The amount of times when I've been on stage, I've had a mic in my hand. I'm thinking I'm the bollocks, not like thinking I'm like, but like being a bit confident. And someone's seen it and not liked it. Like they snarl you. They think you're like. I've done this club in Fleetwood once. And it was fucking empty when we got there, me and my mate, and we were like a comedy duo. And I was on stage, and this coach, they said this coach coming from the rugby in a bit or the football or whatever. I went, okay. Next minute, right before we went on stage, the whole club just filled up. The whole club filled up. Come off stage after the first set, and I can see this fella snarling me, and he was massive, like proper tall, wide, like built like a brick shit house, as they say. And I said to me, mate, fucking hell, listen, he's snarling me, he wants to fucking film me, and I can tell. Anyway, he had this really pretty bird with him. This is years ago. And he just flew up to the stage. I had the mic in my hand, and he went like that. I'll never forget it. His hand was like a shovel, and my whole neck just fitted perfectly there. And he went, fuck off, and just threw me to the back of the stage while I was on stage with the mic in my hand. And I don't know what his problem was with me still to this day. So we just packed all the equipment away because we had to set up our own speakers and microphone and all that, and we just fucked off.
Okay, no.
We got our money and fucked off. But there's loads of times when people have wanted to like try and grab me while I've been on stage. It's horrible. There's no one there. You're turning up to these gigs, you get a piece of paper off an agent. Oh, you're turning up at this gig, you're getting paid this much, you've got to be there for this time, and that's where the gig is. And you just turn up.
Didn't someone try and...
no security there or anything.
Didn't someone try to stab Dave Chappelle or something, didn't he? A couple of years ago.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
On stage? On stage?
On stage, yeah.
On
He was
stage.
on stage, giving someone shit. I don't get me wrong, I don't know what happened. And I think there was security there, but the security just weren't expecting someone to go on stage and try and stab him.
I know. It's not like the whole... I know that it's a bit different, but the Will Smith and Chris Rock thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hi, guys. We've come to the end of the podcast. Hope you've enjoyed listening to us chat shit for an hour. Or an hour and 10 minutes. Thanks for inviting me, Peter, on this lovely podcast. And it's nice to meet you as well.
I still reckon you should phone.
Sorry?
Phone Frankie Allen now.
Go on, give him a ring.
See what he says. Just do it.
Just say they've put me on the spot. I've got no way out. I've locked the door.
All right.
Got a ringer.
Hello.
Hiya. Just on me mate's podcast. I've got you on speakerphone.
Okay.
And you're coming through the microphones and everything. His name's Peter. I just want you to say hello to him. He wants to invite you onto the podcast.
Hi, Pete. How are you doing?
How are we, Frankie?
Yeah, so how's Jack doing on the podcast today?
He's not that funny, to be honest. I thought he was going to be better.
I'll come up. Where do you operate your podcast from? Where's the studio?
We're in Kirby.
Full sound.
Yeah, I'll get your number off Jack. And,
Yeah, where are you? You're in Westvale?
Yeah.
Oh, sound. All right. Yeah, we'll speak to Jack. Have a good day, and I'll do it for you. I'll sort it out with Jack. I'm working with him anyway on Wednesday, so we can have a chat then. We'll give you the ring.
Sounds well. So Jack's your agent.
No,
I'm not giving Jack the booking fee though, you know. last time that happened, Holly never turned up.
Yeah, well. Anyway, I'd like to speak to you. I'll see you later, mate.
Yeah, go and see you soon, Frankie.
Ta-da, mate.
There you go. Nice bloke.
Well, there you go. I've sorted your next guest. And he'll tell you some stories. But no, I've enjoyed it. It's nice to just talk about it because it makes you look back on, and it makes you also look at where you want to go next and where you want to be next and what you want to be doing.
What's next for Jack Ryan?
I really want to start putting some clips up of content online. I feel like if I went on stage in Liverpool now to like a load of 25-year-olds, I'd be able to do it and do a good job of it, but they won't know who I am. And there's a lot of comedians now who are making a career for themselves and selling tickets out because they're putting so many clips up. Whereas I've always feared for that because of the material. Once someone's heard it, you can't. If they come and book a ticket off the back of that, they can't. You don't want to be saying the same jokes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I just need to work on that really. But other than that, everything's going well. I've been sober for nearly a year now, so it makes me clearer on stage. I feel much better in myself because I can just work quicker.
Do you realise loads of people who like work for themselves are sober, aren't they? Yeah, I never drink, me. You don't drink?
No, hardly ever. And I think just what you said then, I can resonate with that. Like it does make you more efficient.
Yeah.
Because you have to be.
Yeah, it's clarity. And the one thing I've got to say on it is that I can't wake up at 12 o'clock lunchtime anymore, hungover, feeling a little bit low and depressed and not feeling, I don't suffer with it, but I'm just saying like once I've had it is a depressant, the alcohol, as you know. And then the next day just feeling grim.
Yeah.
And like people have said, you're borrowing time from the next day. It's so true. So I feel great with I mean, Frankie's not drank for years. My mate Will, who's Frank's son, he's been sober for ages. He has the odd drink now and again, but not until like everyone I'm surrounding myself with don't really bevy anymore. So it's not like, I mean, I've had a mate who said to me, come on, lad, fucking hell. If you come out with me, you'll definitely have a pint. I can't think of anything worse than having a fucking big pint of beer.
Makes you feel sick, doesn't it?
Yeah, I used to fucking absolutely love a freezing cold beer. I'd always have my fridge full of beer. If I got to a gig, I'd never drank before I went on stage, but I'd always have a pint after it. Freezing cold pint, I'd love it. Like the thought of a freezing cold bevy. But now, I wouldn't thank you for it. I'd have a freezing bottle of fucking Coke Zero or water, and I drink coffee and tea like I don't know what now. But I don't miss it at all. And I've proper like, I've got on these 0% beers like I don't know. A lot of people go, oh, they're horrible, but I don't mind them.
So I actually had a 0% Corona the other day. It was lovely.
Do you know what I think's the nicest one? Copperberg. 0% Copperberg. It's fucking lovely.
Oh,
it's
is
nice.
it?
Yeah, nice and fruity.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking lolly ice.
Your bird likes cider, doesn't she?
Go on, what's your joke?
No, I'm just saying. No, your bird likes cider, doesn't she?
Yeah.
She doesn't like Copperberg though, does she?
Yeah, she has Copperberg, yeah.
No, but that's not her favourite cider.
Dickens.
She wants a Dickens cider. That was a lovely ending to this podcast, by the way.
Right, thank you for watching episode 3, guys. Quite good that, wasn't it?
Yeah. Thanks a lot for coming on, Jack.
Why was I episode 3, by the way? Why wasn't I episode 1?
Because you were away in Caribbean.
Oh, thanks, lad.
Yeah, as soon as you were available, we got you on.
Thanks, fella.
Right, thanks so much. See you in episode 4. Goodbye.
I won't see you in episode 4, but good luck with the podcast. Lovely to see you, boys. And have a good one. I hope you've enjoyed listening to me chat shit. I don't know whether it's interesting, but
sorry,
that's
interesting,
me.
but it's funny, Jack.
Okay, Sam.
Thanks very much for that, mate. Nice one.
Thank you.
Nice to see you all soon.
Take it easy.